back here in this game too. So we'll head into it. Game number 2 now officially underway. I mean, even if you've got some nice regen here on the Slider, like in the mid lane, I still have my doubts here for Yoe. You know, how good can this possibly be?
It's not bad. It's actually really not bad. You do have to get the value point in Guardian Sprint, but River regen of 2 HP, 1 armor, 18% move speed. It's pretty nice. You get the value point in that, go for the Crush and Bash, and you force the Zeus to always have Heavenly Jump ready. You're probably not going to get aggressive onto the Zeus, to be fair, but you have a good time farming. And then you hit this tempo once you have Corrosive Haze up and you just go hunting. Almost like the Earth Spirit, right? You want to utilize your mobility, maybe get a faster blink this case, and just run around, cause havoc. I don't think you're going to go for like that Slardar carry from the offlane kind of build that we saw like ATF build. Mask of Madness Echo Saber, I don't think that's what you go for. Maybe the Echo Saber into Harpoon, but certainly a little bit more utility to start off here for Yoe.
Okay. Yeah, I suppose it's a decent way as well of securing those water and power runes throughout this this laning stage for Yoe. So that Guardian Sprint never going to hurt. A bit of a fight over the battle runes to come, I think. WS, he'll move down south here towards 423. Meanwhile, JoeCam going after 11. It's going to be a 2... no, it's going to be a 3 for 1. So it does go the way of Talon. They do get away with more battle runes for themselves. Already off to a pretty damn nice start here. The mid lane is the one I'm very curious about. Like Sanctity vs Yoe. I know we're not going to see too much of it yet, but I look forward to seeing how Yoe tries to control this lane.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I don't think you're too worried about Zeus right-click harass when you've got 6 armor. So you should be fairly fine. It's all down to Arc Lightning spam, and again, the Heavenly Jump being available. Level 1 to 2 is the slowest time for the Slaughter here. Level 3 to 4 is when you start to play a little bit better. Keen to see if Yoe will actually go back for the wand. He is queuing up the bottle first, and the first few levels you do have that range advantage for Sanctity, so it feels a little bit better. He does go for the level 1 Bash of the Deep, but considering that's a Zeus with range advantage, again, you're probably not closing in anytime soon until you have that Guardian Sprint up.
Yeah. Well, that bottom lane, WS already getting aggressive with the 4-2-3, and they got the kill. WS once again, just the aggression paying off here from the off lane, and 4-2-3, sadly, is going to be first blood the second time around.
That's a good tone to start for WS. Like, you can't underestimate how much this duo can do on the side of Talon. Like, there is a lot of the Weaver and Crown Beast can get done. Some good poke. Not too much Sec can really do to stop that. I'm surprised they still put the Silencer bot. Like, it feels like Bloodseeker plus a Muerta just does a little bit more in that lane. But, you know, you kind of want to just give the Muerta a little bit more priority in trying to soak and move around the map. Silencer just doesn't do too much from the 4, so it makes sense. And looking up at that top lane with that Muerta anyway, that Ace is playing along with 11 on the X, Akashi on the TA, and JoeCam on the Treant. Pretty stable lane for Akashi. You're not under too much threat of battle hunger. You clear that out fast. Even JoeCam isn't too worried about that. They have cut the tree line, as you'd expect, up against a Treant Protector. But overall, this is not really stopping Akashi from farming. Once he hits level 3, he's going to be pretty comfy in this lane.
Oh, 11. In a spot of danger now. Nice dead shot from Ace, going to force Akashi back. You already are seeing the Axe is not having the best of times at this top lane. I mean, it's not very easy against JoeCam's tree and Akashi there with the TA. So much damage that can be thrown out onto the Axe, and it seems like JoeCam's doing a very good job of just not allowing this large camp pull to really happen. Well, they do actually get it in the end, though. Just a little bit.
Yeah, maybe down to JoeCam getting that pull off, you know, trying to drag the aggro back to the creep wave, draws into neutral, and the creeps are still within range to get aggroed. So, nice little pull, but still ends up in a little bit more equilibrium. Akashi's not going to be missing out on too much. So far, again, a little bit slower in the start in the laning phase. A rather even back and forth between all cores. The only one suffering has been 11, which is of concern. We talked about this with the Axe. If it falls off, if it doesn't get this running start, then the Axe soaks up a lot of farm. And that's something that they have to be very careful about on IHC.
No, I keep looking back to this mid lane. Like, he's not having the worst of times, that's for sure. He's still behind Sanctity in terms of the CS game, but really not far behind at all. Just 3 CS just about. Bottom lane, WS and Ponyo maybe looking to get a little bit aggressive, though they will just interrupt the small camp pull for now. The WS is going to be able to onslaught away. Blood Right will not land from 4-2-3. It seems like the WS, he just continues to get away with a bit too much in the offlane.
Some good pressure. You're not completely shutting down 4-2-3. He is starting to farm up now on the Bloodseeker, but he's also not really able to stop WS too badly. Although, again, a slight lead for 4-2-3. Lane has managed to recover pretty well, despite that first blood bleed out. You are seeing a rotation in for the Water Runes, though. Ponyo does grab the other one, so they cut off Sanctity supply. Unfortunately for Yoa, every time you miss the Slitherine and Crush, you don't get that aggressive opening you'd want onto Sanctity. Not that it's easy to find anyway with Heavenly Jump. So you're stuck just kind of in game on mid, and your rotations don't feel amazing. Maybe if Jokam could leave that top lane, you could find more openings, but as it stands, you can't really leave the TA alone there.
Absolutely not. Yeah, Jokam more than happy to stick around. Meanwhile, bottom, they do actually catch the Weaver. Last Word and Blood Right connecting, so Ponyo eventually will drop. They just barely got him on the edge of that Blood Right thrown out from 4-2-3, and that proves to be enough.
Good punishment out. Only the level 1 Chikuchi at level 2 here for the Weaver, of course. So not the most spammable spell when trying to contest. And that is some good punishment. Let's see if they manage to get a little bit more. You do get the bottle top up for Yoe. Let's get the bash.
And he does. Yoe will chase for more now. Sanctity, he's been slowed up. He is going down for sure. It's even top lane 11. Also going to go down. Akashi able to secure the axe kill. So two massive kills happening across the map. And that's pretty bad news. Like, Sanctity going down like that's never going to feel good.
No, it's certainly not. And that pickup for Yoe as well just helps him accelerate into that 6 timing. He's got the Corrosive Haze. So going for these pick-off plays becomes a lot simpler for Yoe. Again, you have to remember with this lineup from Talon, there's a lot of minus armor here. You've got the Meld, Corrosive Haze, you've got the Swarm coming in as well with Ponyo having the value point. Already you're seeing Yoe rotate with that Corrosive Haze up.
Okay, 11. Oh boy,
Jeez.
He just came back. He just TP'd back, but he is already gone. It's now Ace. Ace is going to try and survive himself. Yoe does get taken down by the Thunder God's Wrath. So you do get something for your trouble. And it is still going to cost IHC 2 heroes for that. I suppose at least you got the mid slot. That's the big positive here.
And it is. They tried to get some action onto WS down bot while that happens as well, but just a little bit too durable on that Primal Beast. And Talon, again, you have to appreciate how Yoe plays. Like, he just doesn't even find a power rune that time. He just goes in after picking up a bounty rune, gets refilled, has Corrosive Haze, wants to play with it. And that gives room for Ponyo to soak up in mid for the Weaver to build the leveled side. Yoe?
Yeah, he's trying. Sanctity has the Heavenly Jump, but Yoe seems to want to continue. The Swarm is out. Sanctity will get stunned up. And my god, that's so much damage. Sanctity just melting. Ponyo able to secure the kill. And I mean, Ace continues to rotate on the Muerta to try and help, but there's nothing he can do. In fact, now he's in danger. They haven't looked around for the Muerta. It's like Ace is going to run the right way to try and avoid them. He's a big boy. He just wants to keep going.
Nope.
Corrosive Haze out. You've got the dead shot available, and it does connect onto Yoe, but it's not going to help because Sei is just going to drop to the damage of Joker.
Yeah, it's way too much. Again, the minus armor with all these big hits. Even the Treant Protector enjoys that minus armor with 110 damage swing. It does a lot of work. Again, that's Corrosive Haze and the Swarm coming into play. Can't underestimate that combo here.
Yeah, and they go again. Ace just going to melt. The Weaver Treant now taking him out, and this is a very tough support Muerta game by the sounds of it. Just nothing really working out for IHC.
No. Again, the lane combination's a bit rough. Muerta Axe doesn't really do as much as you'd want it to. Fighting over these runes, Yoe is a bit low here.
And he is, and Thunder God's Wrath's going to do enough. Yoe just getting a little bit too excited, does pay for it. Hell, Sanctity even rubbing salt into the wound with the regen rune now picked up, but no, he is down anyway. WS is here. Sei's going to try to run along with Ace, but it may not matter because the chase is just continuing there. Ponyo does get sniped by Ace, but there's your overgrowth committed. You've got Sei down. It seems like Ace will survive. It's now 4-2-3 freeze rotated over. WS just going to immediately TP away. They had no way to cancel. And they popped the Rupture on the Primal Beast, but he just TP'd.
Yeah, overall, you could count this as a win for IHC, 3 for 1, but when your rotations out, even dragging in the Bloodseeker to that action. Whereas in comparison, Talon, they're still farming safe with Akashi. All this attention's drawn away, no one's punishing this TA on the safe lane, no ganks coming out towards top, with Talon being the aggressors forcing a response elsewhere. So if you don't mind that sacrifice too much on Talon, despite, again, being a little bit of a win for IHC, look at how far ahead Akashi is on farm. 5.3k, a full 1k above 423. TA already having the Dragonlance, gonna go for probably just Deso Blink or Deso BKB next. Once you have that, you're pretty set to go. And Yo is just non-stop on this aggression, trying to rush the Ags next. So we'll have that additional HP regen armor for the mid when he's in a river puddle. That's where it gets a little bit silly. Just how tough this Slaughter can be in kind of copying for your team here.
Yeah, he's tanking through a lot of damage, this guy. And he's doing a lot of work here, Yoe. Ace may get caught again, and it looks like they have found him. He's going to pop the Pierce the Veil and the Calling. Ponyo might actually be the one in danger now, as Yoe has retreated. Sanctity showing up, but Ponyo, still alive, has the time-lapse if necessary. In fact, Ace is still being chased down. Ponyo's got a Sakuchi in one. He'll pop it though, Ace. Nice juke away. In comes 4-2-3 now. Back onto the Weaver. Then Ponyo, he'll time-lapse back towards Ace, but he's got no vision. No, he's got it, but it's not enough. Ace will barely survive, but this is all just for a Weaver kill. Everyone rotates just to ensure this Weaver dies.
It's a lot of heroes out. 4 out again, which is just space for Talon to keep his farm game up. And it's not a big hero you want to kill off. Like this space utilization from Talon, very reminiscent of game 1 where they're running around forcing responses. Ace
he
still dies anyway.
Yeah, he does die anyway. It may have taken a bit of time, but they get him. It's one of those things, like you rotate 4 heroes to kill a Weaver. They don't need those 4 heroes, they need 1. Jokam even just watching 4-2-3 now. They've got the overgrowth available, so it could be a very easy kill if you can get in for an initiation. And so far, 4-2-3 maybe has the right idea to try and start retreating towards the Radiant base.
And you look at Jokam's build, it's what we talked about. There's no push coming out from IHC.
11, he just melts, and poor old Say. I mean, he's still level 5, this Silencer John. He just, at least let the guy hit level 6 so he can press his R button.
Yeah, we talked about how important that global silence was as well. Just not able to find the EXP. It's troublesome for the side of IHC. It just allows Talon to play this game the way they want to. Bot tier 1 will fall. And this draft was just really brilliant from Talon. You know, like they come in, they pick this Treant into a lineup that doesn't have push, so you can go for max leech seed, and getting a lot more value points in Nature's Grasp, enabling this aggression from Jokam. You've got this minus armor stacking coming in. Sure, the mid lane matchup for Yo is a little bit rougher, but it's not an outright loss. Slaughter can just hold that lane fine. And then Yo just plays aggressive anyway. Like, his space making has been insane. All the space in the world that you could ask for Akashi. 8.3k now. Next closest to him on IHC size is Sanctity at 5.6.
Oh, 4-2-3.
Advantage.
Calling is down. 3 is safe for now, as WS could not follow up with the Pulverize. In fact, he's been ruptured, so he is Ace at the right place at the right time to ensure that his Bloodseeker will remain alive another day. As now poor old Jokam just needs to TP out.
Woo.
Is going to make it. Ponyo will be fine to boot. That's a pretty big kill though. Killing off WS like that, he gets rather aggressive and he will be punished for it.
That's what we need to see from the side of IHC. That kind of punishment coming out is big. BKB for WS still a ways off. So, gonna have to wait a little bit before he can fully dive in like that, but it's space still for Akashi, it's space still for Yoe. 2 parts away from full Ags, and
Ace being chased again by Yoe. Yoe, no blink up. He's still just gonna run the old-fashioned way, but Ace is gonna be okay. Mid lane, Akashi just casually taking the tier 1 mid tower, so you need to address that as IHC, and they certainly will be around to do so. And speaking of that TA, like Akashi, he's top of the net worth by far. He's had a fantastic game.
that he has. It's down to all the space that WS and Yoa have really managed to find, along with Ponyo and Jokam. If they just drag all that attention away from top, Akashi just farms like a madman, has the Deso with the Dragon Lance up now. Wait and see if he'll get a Blink or BKB. I think either one kind of works out here. Smoke out, though, from the side of IHC. 423 now, willing to show up with a Maelstrom up. Mind you, this is not the be-all, end-all yet of the Bloodseeker, but if they find a good catch here...
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Nah.
They will not. The 14 minutes in, I mean, 4K advantage still standing for Talon. Most of that, of course, again, on the TA. Ping's coming out towards that Radiant jungle, so it seems like Talon want to try and get aggressive again here with WS, but the thing is, IHC, they have grouped up now, so they are playing more of a unit than anything. 11's almost got that full blink up, but that'll be playing without the blade mail. Still obviously very, very useful to have the blink up first, and he will be able to go ahead and take it. I wonder if he continues to farm on the axe or whether he's actually going to join his team and try to make some plays happen.
And you've got to play with your team with that blink up, right? And you can't really fault 11. Axe just doesn't feel great without the blink or blade mail. So he did have to sit back and soak, but should do something now. They do pop the smoke on Set and 11. See if they find an angle in. You've got that blink up on Akashi, and well, with a Slardar and TA with Desolator, Roshan does not take to here, Mike.
Yeah, it certainly won't. Yeah, it's going to be a rather fast process, and sadly, if you are IHC, I mean, they just got their blink up on the axe. This would be the perfect time for them to go for a Roshan fight, but sadly, it seems as though they have absolutely zero clue this is happening.
Yep. Just gets cleared out. They walk towards the wrong side of the map for that smoke. There's a good ward here as well to watch from Talon onto that tier 2 tower down bot for any movement out. And they just take Aegis for free. Kashi with a secondary life with a fresh blink. Gonna be ready to play aggressive with his team, start to look into a push, perhaps onto the tier 2s with the Aegis. You've got the Ags flying out for Yoa now. So you've got that higher durability now once you pop that Guardian Pit or even just pop the Slitherine Crush. Would want to see a Tormentor taken once that spawns out. Like, this shard on Slaughter is actually insane. That's Sanctity.
Yeah, mid lane, Sanctity is big caught, but his team is there to back him up. Global Silence committed to cancel the Pulverize, but from the low ground, Akashi just doing way too much damage. He'll take the Zeus down. They'll at least find WS, but now 11. He's just been Spirit Vesseled up. He needs to get out. Ponyo's the only one chasing him down. Here comes Akashi. Maybe they've got the Weaver, but they don't. The Weaver will survive. Ace the one to go down as now Say's got to boot at 11. 11 try to blink in and call and help out, but can do nothing. It's just too much damage from Akashi and Yoe.
That's way too much. Again, that Corrosive Haze plus the Deso and the Meld Strike. So much minus armor. These heroes just melt. And they clean up off the back for that Aegis. Take out a tier 1 tower as well for the trouble. Would try to pressure into the tier 2s, and unlike game 1, I don't think the high ground defense or these big 5v5s are as easy to pull off for IHC. So this one's a lot tougher. They've got to get a good global silence going. You want to be able to actually utilize your blood right, get a good call on top. And for Talon, it's a lot more straightforward. All they do is run at you. There's literally nothing else you need to do. Just run in and whittle them down. That's all.
Oh, 11. Poor old guy. Under vision. Gets the call. It probably won't make a difference, though. At least they kill Ponyo, but now they're going to lose Say. So it doesn't really matter that you got the Weaver. And with that, the top tier 2 tower, like, Akashi's just going to make quick work of it. There's no contest.
Yeah. And he's got the damage. There's nothing to be worried about here. Age is still up for 2 minutes 50. A lot of time to just clear out the map now. They could go into the Tormentor next. Try to hope that somehow it goes into Yoe, although theoretically that shouldn't be possible, but you never know how it calculates net worth for that shard.
Yeah.
And the Slaughter shard's going to be massive. Again, just initiating with Slitherine Crush, getting that bonus damage on the Crush as Haze is applied first before Crush damage. Just having an easy way of getting minus armor into multiple heroes to get better Meld Strikes, better Psyblade Strikes as well in the clump up.
4-2-3 ruptures up the Weaver, but Yoe is around the corner as well, as they will burst down the Weaver, but now Yoe is the guy you've got to worry about. More help incoming as well for the Slaughter, and 4-2-3, he is just unable to get away. It's like, sure, you get the Weaver, but the sacrifices they continue to make, it's just nowhere near worth.
It's way too much to sacrifice. Like, you need a Bloodseeker to be online, and Mjolnir is a good start. But you need much more. You're gonna need maybe a BK plunge into Halberd is a good idea here. Just to have some stat resist from that stuns, from the chain stuns, and having a disarm for either TA or Slaughter is gonna be massive, but you're a long ways off. There's no space to farm here for the side of IHC. Tier 2 gets pressured. High ground could be next, although the safer play for Talon is more Tier 2s. Fortify is forced out early as well. And now Yoe has his blink flying in, so he can't initiate a lot safer here.
Jokam, really nice overgrowth setup. And in comes Akashi right after Say, takes down the silencer. They do at least get Jokam, but can they really fight this guy? I don't think they truly can. As the axe, 11, he just melts. That was sad to watch. It really was.
The sadder thing is, he popped overgrowth right as they placed down the sentry.
Yeah.
That was perfect timing from Jokam. Right before being discovered, gets that set up for his team. They do get a dunk kill for 11, but it doesn't really matter. It's not piling up. Again, this is something that we felt from game 1. The impact of 11 it's not quite there, which is surprising for this former Lil Gun stack. It's usually 11's just this maniac on off, but we're not seeing that.
They're going again. Say gets caught.
Jeez.
4-2-3. He's sticking around, but WS sees him, so he rushes immediately forward onto the Bloodseeker. And that's it. Oh, the Bloodseeker's gone. Ace will follow very, very soon, it seems. The Sanctity cannot really help out too much. They'll get Ponyo again, but that's just Ponyo. Just a support Weaver. Not a big deal. Kashi just sticking around for the Tormentor while he's at it.
Oh, 3. How did it go to Yoe? Really?
I don't know. I don't know.
How does that happen? Okay, so Jokam has his, Ponyo does not, so unlucky, I guess. I mean, this is the one you'd want, though. Freebie. Now Corrosive Haze on the Slithering Crush, applying the force crush damage. AoE Corrosive Haze. And it's just a lot easier for Yoe to play. Not that it's been particularly hard for Yoe anyway, as Talon stay in control, 16k lead, 12 to 25. And IHC, again, it's hard to pin this down. It's hard to say that it's down to one player. I don't think it's 11's fault, but it just feels like the one thing I can really note is that the impact of his Brewmaster last game, the impact of his Axe this game, it's not there. And maybe, again, that's down to how Talon played the lanes. They just ensured 11 couldn't ramp up into farm path. But he's not able to get as much done on this Axe. Like, he's got Blink Blade Mail up. They need to do something with that.
They do. Yoe just going to casually take the Tormentor himself. His regen more than enough to keep him very, very healthy here. And there we go. WS now with the shards out. So Poyo, he really can't catch a break, this guy. No shards for the Weaver.
Dire are scanning.
Unluck. You know, sometimes like those Tormentors just hates.
Oh, what a scout out. Oh, Say. He will get onto the high ground.
Ooh,
Look at the
that.
damage. Oh,
the
the
boulder.
rock throw. The rock throw comes in. You're getting to the stage, you're just going to call it. Honestly, it's such a one-sided affair now. Now, I don't see this Bloodseeker getting to us can actually contest this TA.
I feel like it. Again, with his itemization as well, going for Halberd into Satanic, it takes a lot. He still needs a BKB somewhere in that equation as well. Just way too much farm necessary, whereas Akashi is just miles ahead. Every time you say call, it brings to mind an old friend of ours, you know, good old Corrosive and his Twitch having that call it.
Yeah, that was Patina.
Radiant's
There you go,
middle
John.
tower
I'll remind you of who said it.
Sir. Good old Makino. Wonder how
Yeah.
he's doing. Well, yeah.
Oh, he lives 10 minutes away from me, John, so probably not too well.
Does he really?
Yeah, he does. IHC. They're going to go for a smoke out. Run towards the north. Jokam, I mean, this is really one of the only targets they might be able to just kill right now. If they can even do that. And... okay, they've got the detection, but in comes the cavalry. 4-2-3. Target has been spotted. Onslaught will connect perfectly from WS. Say is gone, pops the R button before he goes down. There goes 4-2-3. There goes your axe. 11 is just destroyed. And Ace? Well, we can't forget about Ace, can we? No, he'll TP here. He's alright.
Yeah, they bail out. They cut their losses. 3 for 1 for a Troon Protector. You're smiling if you're Talon right now. Managed to get away with murder. Well, no, avenge Chokam. That really is the storyline there, as they will be able to maybe start to dig into the high ground with no Aegis. But do you really need it? Global silence down? Probably not.
Really don't. Tier 3 tower. Not going to last very long at this rate. It's just very, very hard to see a proper defense. So I suppose at least you do have Sanctity who could spam out the chain lightning. So double damage even available now at the top rune spot for Yoe. So he'll rush towards that. Take it for himself. Doesn't have any interest in giving over to Akashi. Yeah, props to IHC for not calling this game a little bit earlier, but I'm still looking for a way into this game for him. Like, it's... Well, Gaiman at least is giving a 4% chance. So they're still...
Yeah, I feel like, you know, ever since TI, Dota Plus has been a little bit more optimistic. Normally at this point it would flatline to 99, but, you know, we've adjusted since the International and the road to the International, of course.
Yeah.
Even the qualifiers, I think it was, you know, tweaked back a little. So it's not as pessimistic. So, you know, if the Ancient's up, Mike, you can still win it, right? Right?
Yeah. Right. That's what they told me. Akashi. And Yoa still hanging around that bottom side. Maybe IHC, if they can find a big target here, it could be game-changing. Problem is they run right under the trap vision. And they will be just fine to blink away. They're not giving the opening. 23k advantage still standing here for Talon. And I mean, hell, it just seems like they're going to casually wait for the next Roshan, which is up in 45 seconds.
Yeah. Going to be a topside Roche as well, so they've got the advantage here for Talon. Jokam's already just camping the area. So doing what you know that supports are getting yelled at to do, just camp Roche, wait for Roche for us, please. You don't need to be farming. You don't need to be around a map, just wait for Roche. IHC, well, they've got this halberd done in 4-2-3, which means they can potentially put a stop to at least Akashi's damage, if not Yoe. Just kind of pick your poison now. When these fights do break out, do you want to stop the stuns or do you want to stop the right click? It's going to be a difficult choice to make. They're clumped up here, looking for a pick-off perhaps.
It's very hard though when Ponyo is just around the corner. Breaks the smokes. Talon. Roshan is available. Of that support you talked about, he doesn't stand around to scout it out when he needed to, but it won't matter. They know now that the timing is right. Yoe will make his way over to the Roshan pit, and here we go. Second Roshan of the game. The question is, do you give it to Akashi or do you give it to Yoe again? Or even WS, I wonder.
Probably give it to Akashi. Still the best target for it.
I ain't see it coming in. I mean, they want to go for a fight. They'll get some vision down. Too late for the Roshan, but they do catch Ponyo, so they've got at least one target trying to burst down. And Ponyo, he's still not dying. Ponyo! Oh, he's got a time lapse. Oh, nobody finished the job. And now they're just in a shredder. Look at the position. Where are you meant to go? There's only one bridge to the south, and the bridge is blocked. GG. Oh, that is not the way you wanted to end if you were IHC, but... Well, you can say Talon really put the nail on the coffin in this one.
I mean, this is not the result I expected, you know. And I'm supposed to be a